And welcome back, everybody. This is Thorn with the Game Design Lexicon. We're playing Phantasy II for the PC, or for the Commodore 64. What the fuck? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday the 13th. Hug your black cat, walk under your ladder, toss some salt over your shoulder, and all that kind of superstitious jazz. Welcome back. What were we doing? We were making sure everybody was advanced. Did anyone actually level? I don't think anyone did. Which is not surprising. Okay, so I guess we're good. Let's go ahead and distribute everything again. Get rid of some of these extra items. Hopefully we got something decent. Copper. Still don't know what the fark that key is for. We did get a couple scrolls. K and F. We'll have to make sure we read those. Divvy up our magic potions. And I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to start double stacking those. Just going to really tax the 9-item inventory that I'm stuck with. Well, I guess 6 items for extra, and then 3 items for armor, weapon, and shield, right? Dagger plus 3? The fark is the use of that. Okay, sell. And we got a spetum. What the hell is a spetum? That sounds like a dental tool. Okay, and yeah, no need to inform me on that. I actually do know what a spetum is. It's just a really fucking weird name, and I had to comment on it. I did have a small portion of my life in my late teens and early 20s when I was absolutely obsessed with medieval castles, weaponry, armor, warfare, clothing. What? That's no bueno. And all that kind of stuff. All that fun, wonderful stuff. Shields for everyone. Oh my god, look at all these. I was just complaining earlier that we weren't getting enough extra shields. And the game heard me. Okay. So now it says that we want to go to what's-his-name's hut. So let's go there and see if we can't finish that area. That one was actually kind of easy, and I don't know if there's anything in there that we haven't already done. Let's see, save 66. Our crystal ball score is still zip. Survey says goose eggs. Okay. So now we want to go to the straw hut. There are obviously secret doors to find the right. Oh, this is the one that quick way in as follows. Pull the lever at 7, then go to 9 and pull that lever. Now you can go south. So this is the one that I screwed up, the sequence in which I pulled the levers and stuff, and I couldn't get to the area that I needed to get to. And needed the dungeon to reset, which apparently is a lot easier than I thought it would be. So excuse me. Go. So yeah, I need to get down into that little area down there. Push button at 2. So, like, there's only one part in the entire dungeon that I need to go to. Okay, so, which I wasn't able to make it in last time, so let's see if we can do that. That was over here to the west, right? At least we got done with the Impling Hatchery. That actually makes me happy. That actually makes me happy, because that dungeon was a bitch. Not to berate the developers, but those don't really look much like zombies. I mean, the whites, maybe. I can kind of see that. Kind of got some sexy legs going there. For pixel legs. But the zombies more look like Swamp Thing. Like what you would imagine Swamp Thing would look like had you never read the comic book. Shit, where was that place? What are you doing? Get off my lawn. There we go. That's where I needed to be. And this dungeon was kind of, you know, it's kind of weird because, I mean, this dungeon's easier than the Impling Hatchery, even though the walkthrough says that I should be doing the Impling Hatchery first. So let's see what's in here. Nothing so far. Very small, dingy straw hut that is apparently empty. Gotta love them dingy straw huts. What? Oh my god. Mr. Green Dragons. Bonk. The green dragons look like green dragons. Despite the fact that it looked like... Oh no. Looks like a 3-year-old made them. Oh, not bad. Not bad. The breath really didn't do much either, so that's nice. Good treasure. Nice. In case you're wondering, I am going straight for the goal. Not gonna dilly-dally, because I'm tired of dilly-dallying in this game. I spent a shit ton dilly-dallying already, because I didn't know where the hell I was supposed to be going. Oh, come on, guys. Oh, how did that 9 points of damage not kill that priest? Are you kidding me? So the ice maker in our refrigerators decided that it's going to work intermittently, which is why I'm drinking bottled water, by the way. Normally I have my big water jug that I've pretty much drank water out of for the past, like, shit, I don't know, almost 10 years. And being that we now have such sporadic ice production in this house, I've taken to having to drink bottled water, which kind of sucks. I don't really like producing so much like trash waste. Not that I'm like a big like anti-trash waste person. I just kind of believe that, you know, don't make that much if you can. Oh no. I love how I hear them, but they still get the drop on me. What the hell's up with that? Oh yeah, let's go ahead and leave that on attack. So let's do that at attack rank 3. And get that stupid snake. Snake that looks like an Aztec carving. All of these kind of look Aztec-y, honestly, like they would be in some sort of runic carving. And there we go. There goes the water. That's the bad part, is my big jug of water would last me like 2 days. What are we doing? Snakes. Why does it gotta be snakes? You know, the other day I had a really weird thought about AI and AI generated content, right? I thought that, you know, you ever been watching like a expose on some piece of media that you really like, some TV show or some movie, like for example, Indiana Jones and the very first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? And what? My music stopped. And you hear this thing that originally, like, Tom Selleck was like considered for the Indiana Jones role, right? But apparently he couldn't get out of his Magnum PI contract, which was kind of silly anyway, because like while they were filming Indiana Jones, apparently Magnum PI was on a lull, and they ended up he would have been able to do it anyway, right? But the idea that eventually AI might get good enough to be able to show you well enough of what Raiders of the Lost Ark would have been like had Tom Selleck been in it. Like, you know, who would have liked to have seen Eric Stoltz as Marty McFly, you know? That's just creepy, though. If you ever get a chance, and you haven't already, go and watch a movie called Looker. Looker. It's one of the Michael Crichton movies. I want to say he directed it, but he certainly wrote the story behind it. And it was made in, I think, the late 70s, early 80s. It has Albert Finney and Susan Day, the girl from Partridge Family. And it's a really interesting movie. It's becoming somewhat prophetic in today's day and age, like a lot of these sci-fi movies are. The idea was that it was about a company that was mainly an advertising firm, right? And they created this technology that allows them to, they were all sorts of like on the top of advancements towards advertising technology. And one of the things that they invented was something that kind of like hypnotizes people into being obsessed with their products. That's one thing. And off of that same research, they invented like this light pulsing pistol that would hypnotize you. Really interesting stuff. But one of the things, the entire premise of the movie was the fact that they had also developed a technology that allowed them to fully digitize the people, the models that they would have in their commercials. And that what they would do is they would have these models go and get plastic surgery to make themselves quote unquote perfect according to certain specifications. And then once they were perfect, quote unquote perfect, they would have them digitized and then kill them for the insurance money. And one of the plastic surgeons that was doing the work on them ended up finding out about it. And that's what the whole movie's about. It was him exposing them. And it's just kind of interesting that like something similar is kind of going on with not only animation but artificial intelligence, and the fact that we are now like, you know, I mean, obviously it started off with like Tupac, but now it's like starting to happen regularly in movies where we're like, you know, bringing back like Peter Cushing or Carrie Fisher to fucking be in the Star Wars movie that they couldn't be in because they had died before it, you know. It's like, dude, I mean, seriously, that's fucking creepy. It's just creepy. And the idea that there was a movie about a company that was doing this, you know, fucking shit, dude, 40 years ago. Oh my God. Of course, it being that it was a science fiction thriller, it's more nefarious, but still just as morbid. Just as morbid. Yeah, I mean, not that we don't already have movies that are completely computer animated, like created from scratch, but once the barrier of entry on that becomes even narrower, yeah, who's going to need actors and actresses anymore? I mean, we're almost already in a state where we're like that with our entertainment industry, both music and movies and TV shows. You know, back when the movie industry was, I mean, even as of like the last 30 years, you know, all this happened about 15 years ago. But the movie industry was more centered around the actors themselves, right? You went and saw a new movie because it had, you know, Harrison Ford or Tom Selleck or whoever, you know, whoever was popular at that time. That's why you went and saw the movie. The problem with that, of course, is it was expensive. When you had blockbuster actors, you had blockbuster actor prices, and freedom from fantasy. There is imprisonment in imagination. What's that from, man? That's a good one. Also, oh, nice. Welcome to the stream, No Wonder. I am sitting here going on about how our entertainment industry is shifting. I was watching a special the other day on Mark the Source. Oh, I don't do that in my titles. I don't have enough room. They only give me 140 characters. So today's fantasy has hardly escaped from reality. It's a way of understanding it. I don't remember. I could look it up and tell you who said it if you're ever curious about it. But I only have 140 characters, so you know what am I going to do? Who was it? Timbaland. I was watching this special on Timbaland and how Timbaland is basically fallen into the trap of not wanting to pay artists or deal with artists for collaborating with him, and is now pretty much almost exclusively relying on AI. He even released an album that was just him generating, using AI generation. And it was funny too, because it was like I want to say R&B or funk. It was funk related. And, the guy made a point that, it's not like he hired a bunch of, seasoned funk musicians to help him on the album. He used generated content from it. And, he was like quoted in an interview saying, it's not like, he's like, if I'm training my AI on models that, that isn't my own content, then, I would give them credit. And it's like, dude, what do you think these AIs are being trained on? So. Okay, we are almost near where we need to be. And yeah, even the movie industry has moved away from, it almost seems like they are trying their hardest to, again, like I was saying earlier about, 15 to 20 years ago, we were going to movies to see certain blockbuster actors and actresses, and we just don't have those anymore, right? We don't have actors and actresses that they are paying premium money to make movies around. It's all about franchises now because, you own a franchise, you don't have to keep repaying it to, and if an actor or actress just gets too expensive, you just move on to the other one. Who cares? The franchise is the draw, right? Yeah, I mean, sure. And that was, that's been predicted by, that's been predicted for years too. Like, I remember Bobcat Goldthwait, one of my favorite stand-up comedians of all time, got up on stage, and one of his acts was he was talking about, I have a daughter now. He's like, that's scary. He's like, it's scary not only to everyone around me, but it's scary to me because it's not like he says it's kind of like having Curly from the Three Stooges as your father, and he knows his daughter is eventually going to have to explain him to her friends and be like, that's your dad, and he says he doesn't really see himself growing older gracefully with that knowledge. He says he can just imagine himself sitting in his easy chair as he gets older, all bitter and shit, looking at his daughter going, well, why don't you ever bring your friends around the house? Are you ashamed of the old man? It's like that stupid horse movie I made paid for that pool you're in, you ungrateful shit. Come on inside and watch Police Academy 20. It's like, yeah. Yeah, the franchise thing is just, it's too much. It's too much. I don't want to watch another fucking Marvel movie. And that's what's really, really sucks about it, is the fact that it came out utilizing something that I used to be passionate about. I used to love the superhero genre. Now it's just like, meh. It's like, thanks for turning me off the superhero genre, guys. Thanks for giving me an even greater aversion of comic books than I might have already had. For a moment there. Your current live cam background and music is the same. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a pretty popular one. This is the Lo-Fi Girl one, which is probably one of the most popular music, royalty-free music that they have on YouTube right now. What is a CIL, by the way? Where do you volunteer? That's what I'd like to know. I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately, since I do literally nothing all day. How much to bribe you to drop some Revolution Void in it? What is... Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't really know what the hell I'd volunteer for, but it'd be nice since I don't do anything. So when I first started this channel, I used music that I got from Spotify. Pretty much all of it was copyrighted music, which of course I couldn't include in my YouTube postings. I'd have to, I have all my music separated onto another track, and then I rip it out when I post it over on YouTube. But yeah, the problem with using content like Revolution Void, for example, is if it's in any way... Oh, it's released through Creative Commons, huh? Nice. Well, let's see how easy it would be to give it a listen. Bear with me a moment. Doesn't really look like they have the media very well organized here on the YouTubes. Like a lot of individual tracks, which is neat. They do have their own YouTube channel, though. Give me a sec. Wow. Yeah, they posted all their shit up here like 12 years ago, and the channel hasn't been touched since. I wonder if it's monetized. If it's certain videos won't come up in my player if they're monetized. Yeah, that one won't come up. Yeah, if I had a good way to put it in the stream, I would do it. Pretty much everything that I've been playing recently has been YouTube live streams. But that one, everything on their channel won't come up in my VLC. The big thing is, of course, VLC will only play it if it's not monetized. So if it's going to display ads or something like that, VLC just kind of barfs up on it. Free music archive. Yeah, no, I'll definitely look into it. I'll give it a mark right now, but getting it up on my stream at the moment would probably be no bueno. I've already bookmarked the channel. I'll take a look at that for sure. There we go. Okay, back to what we had. Good to look into stuff like that. I'm always looking for anything new to play to it for sure, to play on as background, especially on my Phantasy day, because these old Commodore 64 games just don't have decent background music. And that is a break. Anyway, this storm of the game design lexicon. Sorry, I was looking at apparently the Health and Human Services here in Texas has a Centers for Independent Living thing here that I was kind of looking at. Anyway, because you know, me not doing anything pretty much all week other than maintaining this gaming streaming thing that I do is pretty much all I do. So it'd be nice if I could maybe volunteer, but you know, I don't really have. There is the Health and Human Services for Houston, for Texas, have one. So yeah, if I did something like that, my biggest problem is, of course, transportation. Well, being that I'm not employed, I don't pay taxes, so I'm not too worried about that. At least not at the moment, anyway. I don't know. Anyway, that was another reason why I was thinking about getting out and donating my time somewhere, is I figured at least give me some social connections, maybe possibly result in actual employment. Maybe, who knows? Anyway, this Storm, the Game Design Lexicon, we're currently playing Phantasie II for the Commodore 64. A wonderful strategic simulations game, CRPG based out of the mid-'80s. If you like our content, give us a follow down here below on Twitch, where we do currently stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, noon p.m. till 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's GMT-6. You can catch our schedule down below in our About. You know, give us a follow. I think I already said that. You can also catch our schedule over on Blue Sky, where I do keep it current. It's always pinned in my profile. You can also catch our old stuff over on YouTube, where we air the content usually about a week to 2 weeks after we air it here. You can hit the subscribe button and the alert button and know we're coming out with new videos. Otherwise, you can join me on any of the other social media platforms I'm on. I'm going to take a short music break, and I'm going to do at least one more block of Phantasie II.